I will say this, the last 10 episodes have not been teaching me to play the game. The last 10 episodes have been teaching me to learn about people. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Stoneface Reactions. I'm Theta, and we're back with another episode of Gnosia. We come back as we normally do with notes and a board, so let's go ahead and look at that board. We have our typical board changelog. Loop 15, I marked Yuri and Setsu as frozen. Loop 16, I marked Yuri as frozen. Loop 17, I marked Shigemichi as frozen, marked Setsu as the Gnosia, and marked Yuri as eliminated. Loop 18, I marked Rakio as frozen, and then I marked Yuriko as the Gnosia. It's the current loop that we're on, though, so we're not finished yet. And as you might be able to see off to the side of the board, I don't usually take notice of the stuff, or give notice to the stuff that I change, up here where I typically type the little nuances of each character. I add stuff to them. I don't typically bring that up in the board changelog, but over here, I'm trying to do that thing that I said at the end of last video, where I'm trying to keep track of the very specific relationships that exist outside of the loops themselves. Just trying to make the connections on the board between the characters outside the loops, like the relations that always exist despite the changes to the timelines, and some of the things that stick out past what I might be misremembering. Is the element of Kakushra always being on board, but not being active or not? I seem to recall that there is a Kakushra stored away, even when there is a Kakushra walking about. Is the second a doll, a clone, or just the dead body of Arya? The fact that she's meant to look like Jonas's dead wife makes me think the presence of two, or a non-active one, might mean that he's kept her dead body in storage. Maybe even transporting it somewhere. Or that it's a clone that he intends to give life to. Like maybe she gets cyberized and wants Yuriko to put the consciousness into the body, like she does for Manon. Maybe Arya is the murderer. Maybe that's the Manon that we thought it was before. I mean, there are so many different ways to go right now that I just don't know. I suppose it's interesting that mental exhaustion carries over from loop to loop, not as a product of the body coping with the emotions of these situations, but just the consciousness getting tired of trying to deal with everything. Conceivably, they should be as refreshed as their bodies are in these new loops. Of course, Setsu could have looped into a version of herself that was already exhausted. That's not off the table. I don't know why I never thought about doing this before, but I took a random screenshot of the text that appears between Yuri leaving one loop and entering another. All I got was, "in the middle of the night," for the text in the front, and "in the future the Japanese people will show you the story of the Japanese people. There are many things that will happen in the future," from the background text scroll. It obviously doesn't mean much to me at all. Could be translation gibberish for all I know. Just occurred to me, after all we've discovered so far, what is this scene meant to convey? Why the clicking of a keyboard? Why the text at all? Is everything not real? Is Yuri cyberized and all of this is someone inputting commands into his data? Typing that idea makes me think of something far more meta. What if Yuri's never left the pod at all? The very first thing that gets brought up is if the recovery pod's instant learning system caught him up on everything. What if that is this? That Yuri has never left the pod for the first time. The clicking and clacking of typing between loops is the system gearing Yuri up for another go. That this is actually what is teaching him about everyone outside of the pod in the real world, and that the silver key is actually a measure of program completion until he's done with the learning program. Hell, maybe the clicking is actually Setsu guiding the program along from the outside. I've got no clue if any of this is actually going on, but it'd be a real Vanilla Sky twist if I guessed it halfway through. I wonder if the cafe scene is confirmation that Setsu and Yuri are looping in different directions. I know I just gave my whole theory about Yuri's experiences all being a part of the recovery pod, but assuming for the moment that everything is happening at face value, then it could be that Setsu is going backwards down the loops that Yuri is coming from. That Setsu gives Yuri the silver key at the end of their run, and Yuri gives Setsu their silver key at the end of theirs, like a never-ending loop. I wonder if the Otomi and Xia Ming stories are going to be connected to the Manan one, by which I mean Remnen comes from an AI world, right? What if he is the equivalent to what Otomi is to her researchers, or the bonobos were to the people Xia Ming experienced? That he's a human test subject, no different to his AI creators than what an intelligent animal is to the scientists Xia Ming shows us disdain for. Essentially, he'd be the inverse Otomi, in that Otomi loves her research team, and Remnen would be terrified of his. So, we spent a lot of time showing that people have control over their actions as Gnosia, to the point of sacrificing themselves rather than killing in the warp, but also that the kindest people we know during the travel period have no problem cyberizing during warp. So it's confusing to have Gnosia Stella flash Yuri with the Gnosia eyes and warn him about revealing that sort of info. The reason that makes no sense to me is that anytime Setsu has been a Gnosia, it hasn't changed anything loop-related. The Gnosia doesn't travel with them, and anything they learn adds to the silver key. So, if we just went through a whole thing of them suffering exhaustion to the point of passing out, and then they can press their Nazi instincts down, then why kill Yuri the first chance you can get, when they could still be sharing intel to get the silver key stuff done? That element just seems contradictory. Well, I guess that clue escaped me. Yuri points out that Yuriko has been in every loop since Kakushka was eliminated, or was eliminating people. Sorry, on the board she's eliminated, I guess I wrote it that way, whatever. And checking the board, sure enough, that holds true. So, yeah, just something that escaped me, even though specifically I had made the tools myself to keep track of that very specific thing. And my final note here, whatever reveal we're about to get from Yuriko, I don't know if we'll be able to trust, given that she's a Gnosia and all. At the same time, the adage that the Gnosia always lie hasn't exactly held up against the idea that the person infected by the Gnosia can also overcome that trait to have morality. Still, I've given what I could on the front of things being interconnected based on past evidence and all. We'll just have to see what holds up against what the Gnosia might say. Also, the element that he just talked about looping, and Yuriko seemed completely unfazed by it, almost seeming to understand what that meant on the face of it. I should also say, I'm a bit miffed at this point that Rakio got frozen already. Rakio, the one that I keep getting told is the smartest of them all, who is never present when we uncover anything, because they're all eliminated first off. Anyway, that's the notes, that's the board, so let's go ahead and hop on in and see what we get.
But before we get started,
Make sure that you hit the like button.
hit that subscribe button.
Comment down below to feed that algorithm.
On top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this, unfiltered,
Uncensored.
And uncut.
as well as some early access stuff,
You can check it out over on the Patreon.
It's just $5 a month, but hey, no pressure.
There's zero pressure in order to do that. It's just a little bit of extra support, and it would be greatly appreciated.
Wait, do we loop? Did she kill him?
Gnosia 汚染者への対策会議が始まります。もうよく知っているでしょうけど。
Is she the... I guessed early on that there might be 3 loopers. Is she going to turn out to be the 3rd looper?
知ってるっていうことか。何をですか？真実を知るのは容易なことではありません。それにふさわしい見地と事実を受け止め、対処できるだけの精神力も必要になります。このループで生き残って終えてみせなさい。生き残って。それを成し遂げたら、すべてを教えましょう。
Is survive different from
全
win?
部知っているのか。今は詮索よりもゲームに集中することです。今回のゲームはそう簡単ではありません。この船に逃げ込んでくる可能性のあるものは全部で15人。それ以上になることはありません。
So we got a full spread.
ここはその全員が揃った世界。
So it's also the scene from the opening.
全員。さあ、始めましょう。宴を。
So it's the element that we've actually started the game, I guess. I don't know if it was supposed to be like the first 13 episodes is the tutorial, and now Yuriko is introducing us to the game itself. Because it very much seems that way, right? Because I would anticipate if we have any more loops, it's going to be everyone all the time. Or is it just... Here's the thing. I think at the very beginning, I was saying that I would enjoy if we started spending more time in a single loop rather than just jumping loop to loop constantly. So if now we're in a real game where like every episode might be a vote and an elimination, that would be pretty freaking awesome. Considering that we've set up, I think essentially everyone's kind of like the backstory you need to know to try and kind of guess what's happening. Now, granted, that does step away from the whole silver key angle thing, but at the same time, I think we've got enough information to have a real game for once. Which isn't to say we haven't been playing a game this entire time. It's just the element that it felt more like we were in the show, but now it's more a level that I can interact with.
15人、これが全員だというのか。それにエンジニアにドクター。
I'd imagine all the roles are on the table.
そうか、僕がエンジニアなのか。
Plus what, 3 Gnosia?
レビ、この15人の中にグノーシア汚染者が
Oh, we don't even know?
はい、おっしゃる通り。
Oh, 3 Gnosia, okay. He said several, I thought it was going to be a mystery.
3人も。会議でそれを見つけ出す。
I guess that would be the hard mode of this, right? Having an unknown number of Gnosia.
まず確認するべきはエンジニアとドクターだろう。乗り込んでいるのかい？
エンジニアが1名、ドクターが1名。
It has been forever since we had a guardian angel who did anything.
ルアン滞在中船におりましたので、人間であることが確定しております。そうなの？いいな。
Every role.
だって人間で確定ってことは疑われなくて済むってことでしょ？
その分グノーシアに襲われやすくはなるけどね。
なんで？
Ah, poor old me.
100% 人間ってことはさ、騙される心配がない。みんながその発言を頼りにする。
グノーシアにとって発言力のある人間は不都合以外の何者でもありませんから。あ、そっか。
エンジニアとドクターも乗り込んでいるのだろう。名乗り出る頃合いだと思うが。
I will say this. The last 10 episodes have not been teaching me to play the game. The last 10 episodes have been teaching me to learn about people.
なんだ、怪しまれている。エンジニア権限。
I mean, if Yuriko knows, that's possible that anybody that she transfers, like SQ or Kukushira, might know.
グノーシアの標的にされる可能性も高くなる。おそらくドクターも同じ考えだろう。まずここは黙っておくべきか。
おいおい、黙っていたら時間なくなっちまうぞ。先言っておくぞ。俺は人間だからな。本当のことしか言わないぞ。
この空気の中下手に目立つ。
I don't know, he likes quirky all the way. All the time, rather.
脳ある猫は爪隠すってな。ま、脳なくても爪は隠してるか。
投票してみるしかないか。私が凍ります。え？でも人間が確定してるんでしょ？ユリコって。同時にエンジニアやドクター権限がないことも確定してます。
The fuck? Okay, yeah, sure.
はい、留守番の方は船内の管理下にありました。
Sacrifice yourself to potentially save one of the more important roles.
でもよ、わざわざ人間って確定しているやつを凍らせるってのもバカじゃねえの。
それは俺も思う。
わかりました。なら選びなさい。誰を凍らせるか。
I thought she was trying to take herself out of the running to meet Yuri in the next loop. Well, I guess that's what she's doing.
どうして？
言ったでしょ。これはそう簡単なゲームではないと。人数が多いことに加えて、今回のゲームが今までと決定的に違う部分が一つあります。アンチコズミック。略して AC 主義者。
A new role?
AC 主義者。
彼らは人間でありながらグノーシアのように嘘をつき、グノーシアのようにエンジニアやドクターを語り、嘘の判定もする。しかし、あくまで人間なのです。調べれば人間と判定され、時にはグノーシアに襲われることさえある。
まさか、その AC
So a
主義者。
crazy person. There's a crazy person on board.
紛れ込んでいるのは一人だけですが、AC 主義者の目的は会議の混乱。誰が人間かグノーシアかもわからないまま、混乱を目的に嘘をつく。その言動はまさに。
Okay, that's the only way you could explain that kind of person.
この罠を見破り、生き残ることができるか。お前の踊り、楽しみにしてますよ。
I thought they were going to try and pin it as they're trying to spread the Gnosia or something like that. No, they're just a lunatic.
今までは本物のエンジニアが人間だと判定したものは必ず味方だった。それはグノーシア特定の。
Of course, at this time, you can't share that information with anybody. You say Yuriko told me before she got frozen?
ユーリ、難しい顔してどうしたの？
いや、ちょっと考え事してたから。
実は相談したいことがあるんだけど、いいかな？
嘘？
うん、理由があるわけじゃないんだけど、見た瞬間。
俺は人間だからな。本当のことしか言わないぞ。
でも嘘だって分かっても。
Okay, so now we're going to start dealing with these.
ほら、下手に言うと逆にみんなに怪しまれるだろ。
Yeah, how do we explain this game mechanic?
ダメ？
嘘をついてるようには見えない。けど、コメットがグノーシアの可能性も捨てきれない。
Because they're always counting this, it looked like he was lying thing to me differently than the whole I felt like he was lying to me thing.
グノーシアに汚染されている可能性がある。ここまでにしておこう。コメットが人間だったらショックだよな。せっかく勇気出して僕に話したのに。
Yeah, it's not that she could be the Gnosia, she could also be a lunatic.
でも有利の後でいい。
そう。
I mean, wanting to cook, that's a very Gina thing.
よかったら食べる。少し多く作りすぎちゃったから。
いいの？
味は保証しないけど。
I'm not a fan of peppers, so
なんかたまに
wouldn't
は
like
手
that.
作りのもの食べたいなって思って。
私も料理はあんまり得意じゃないけど。
そんなことない。ちょっとしょっぱかったけど、おいし。
おいしい。
あ、いや、きっとおいしい。
We're gonna find out that everybody fucking knows about the loops.
作った料理。
嘘ついてる？
いや、違う、そうじゃなく。
ごちそうさま。
She hates liars. You are lying. I already fucked up with Gina.
なんてうかつなんだ。下手するとジナにグノーシアと思われたかも。
I mean, it's a pretty dumb fuck up. You are what? 19 loops in?
エンジニア権限で誰を調べるか決めないといけないのか。
Should really be able to figure out how to talk as a looper by now.
もしコメットが人間で確定したら、あの話も本当。そうなれば。
Unless she's a crazy person.
いや、違う。AC 主義者が紛れ込んでいるんだ。もしコメットが AC 主義者だとしたら人間であっても、その発言は嘘。だとしたら、重道を調べて。
You know, unless this is a real twist and Yoruichi was the AC follower.
コメットが言ってたことも真実
And she said that to fuck you up and had herself
しか
frozen.
し重道が AC 主義者だとしたら人間で嘘をついていることになり、確かに簡単ではない。
まもなく空間転移の時間です。
決めなきゃ。
Come on, Rakio, don't get eliminated in the first day. This is our chance. 15 people.
クルシカには大きな秘密がある。それは確かなんだ。
Damn it, Otome. That's Otome.
乙女が。
はい。乙女様の反応がありません。
Should have prayed for Otome, not Rakio.
たってことかよ。たく趣味悪いぜ。他にこんなに人間がいるっつうのによ。
そもそも乙女は人間が確定していて、議論をリードできる立
Well, here's hoping. Now here's say they were guard duty.
これでユリコと乙女2人が消えて。
Wonder who the guardian angel protected.
会議を始めるよ。かしこまりました。
ユリコと乙女はどちらも留守番。
What a wasted day that was.
つまりこの中にグノーシアが3人と AC 主義者が1人確実に残っている。
まずは情報を集めるべきかと思います。名乗り出る方はいらっしゃいませんか？
ここから戦いの始まりだ。
I mean, legitimately, nothing has really changed since day one, other than the fact we lost 2 certified humans.
僕がエンジニア権限を持っている。
ほう。翔くん、覚えているかね。エンジニアはこの船に一人だということ。
来たか。
私がエンジニアだ。
Well, there we go. Either Jonas is an AC follower or a Gnosia.
真のエンジニアだ。
これでジョナスはグノーシアか AC 主義者で確定。けどみんなにはどちらが本物のエンジニアかはわからない。
これでどちらかは本物、どちらかは偽物で確定ってことだな。
Also, if Yuriko is waiting for us to win this, to tell us information in the next loop, how would they know if we won or not? Since they froze themselves.
結果は人間。
包み隠さず述べよう。私は説を調べた。結果は人間。わかるのはそこまでだ。
Oh, that's interesting.
偽物のジョナスが人間と判定した。ということは説はグノーシア。いや待て。ジョナスが AC 主義者だとしたら当てずっぽうの可能性も。
And usually it seems like the Gnosia points out
その人物を調べた理由。
actually, I don't know what the hell I'm saying.
まず有利、ククルシカを調べた理由は。しまった。あの時のことなんて誰も知らない。理由は。
Suspicious? She can't talk?
一番意見を言わなかったから。目立たないように隠れているように見えたから。
Yeah, but say there's a lot of reasons to investigate the person who can't talk or add anything.
俺も喋りすぎるやつよりは喋らないやつの方が怪しいって。
Thank you, Chippy. One of the few times I agree with you.
僕も怪しまれていますか？
お前いたんかい？
ジョナスは。
説を調べた理由か。会議をリードしていたというのが一番だ。最も信頼できそうなルートを一番に怪しめ。宇宙を飛び回る我々の間でよく言われる言葉だ。
なんかどっちもそれっぽいっすね。
なんとかごまかせたか。
それよりコメットの話はいいのかよ。
え？なになに？もしかして秘密の関係
Does it imply that Comet went to a bunch of people and told them?
そんなんじゃねえよ。
That's suspicious for Comet.
あ、いや、コメットがさ、重道が怪しいんじゃないかって。
は？俺？
あ、いや、あくまで感じたってだけみたいなんだけど。
Although it's also weird for Chippy be throwing her under the bus considering his relationship to her.
勘としか言えないんだけど、嘘をついているのは間違いないかなって。
At the same time, though, Comet's a bad liar.
そうなんだけどな。前から一緒に旅している俺としては、コメットの勘は信用していい。
待ってくれよ、それ
I don't know about that.
やはり重道がグノーシア。いやでも コメットが嘘をついている可能性もあるけどね。
私もそう思う。
待てよ。じゃあコメットはグノーシア汚染されていて、俺に嘘ついたってのか？
そうかもしんねえのがこの船なんだろう。
On this ship, yeah.
会議してると思ってんだ。
そうだね。その可能性も排除はできない。現段階ではね。
こうなると投票が二択になるのは間違いない。
At this moment, I'm more suspicious of Comet than Shigemichi or Chipping.
確たる証拠はどちらもなく、心証だけが決め手になる。
You remember how hard it was to get Comet to say anything? The one time she was a Gnosia? So have her on day one go around to everybody? That seems crazy.
有効投票数13、投票率 100%。これより開票します。
I wonder what happens when the voting rate isn't 100%. Somebody refuses to vote.
その後が大きく変わる。
Well, there you go.
決定しました。
I'm surprised that worked out that way.
コールドスリープとなるのは
Only because the AC follower, I would think, would have no ability to... They're not in the loop with the Gnosia. And they're trying to sow chaos, so you'd think there would be a random vote.
グノーシアは僕をエンジニアと特定したと考えるべきだ。最悪今晩、僕を襲う可能性も。生き残るには。
I'm gonna guess right now Kakushra is probably the guardian angel. Are you inviting me to a fight?
そうだ。必ず暴走すると決まっているわけじゃ。ここでいいかい？
I mean, all the factors are here.
守護天使？君が？
See what I say? That's like trope-worthy stuff.
僕が君を人間だって判定したから、僕が本物のエンジニアだと信じたわけだね。だから僕を守り続ける。
I would ask, are you Arya or Manon?
君は一体。
Oh, thank God. I was worried she was kissing him.
心配しなくてもいずれわかる。いずれ。
Sorry, my mind just keeps jumping from thing to thing. The door's gonna open and Jonas is gonna see. SQ? Ah. I'm bad at determining voices.
なんかあっという間だね。
一日に2人ずつ消えてくわけだからな。なんならみんな一度に凍らせちまった方がいいんじゃねえのか？
Oh yeah, brilliant idea. Who would think of that? This guy thought of that before everyone got killed in it.
まずエンジニアの報告から。
なあ、エンジニアの他にドクターってのがいるんだろう。名乗り出ないのかよ。
そうだ。
Unless the doctor's already been killed. Or Yurika was the guard.
今まで黙ってましたが、僕がドクターです。レムナー様が。
なんで黙ってたんだよ。
当然だろ。ドクターはコールドスリープになった者が人間かどうかを判定する役割。初日に凍ったユリコは留守番、人間で確定していて調べる意味がない。
Fair point.
だから僕は名乗り出なかった。つまりラキオもドクターを名乗り出
Rakio's clearly the Gnosia.
偽物に好きにさせておくわけにはいかないからね。
とりあえず報告聞こうぜ。
重光さんはグノーシアではありません。人間でした。同じだよ。重光は人間だった。
ひゅー、こりゃみんなであいつに土下座だな。
I'm saying 2 of the 3 Gnosia
これで重光
are
は
Comet and Rakio.
そしてラキオとレムナ、どちらかが偽物ということも間違いない。
エンジニアは
Oh, and Jonas, obviously. No, actually, Jonas is the AC follower.
言ってしまっていいか。彼女はグノーシア化している。
そんな。
Well, fuck, now I don't know what to know. That actually throws me off.
僕もコメットを調べた。結果はグノーシア。
Oh, well, never mind. I guess I was right.
どうしたの？
いや、簡単すぎる。そもそも重道を怪しいと言い出したのはコメットだ。そんなことをしたら自分がエンジニアに調べられるのは分かっていたはず。
Yep, she's bad at this.
なぜあんなことを僕やシピに言った？あまりにも愚かすぎる。
Yeah, to give the game away, she's too timid to approach multiple people.
いずれ自分が怪しまれる。シピがグノーシアだとしたらそんなミスはしないはずだ。あるとしたら。
What'd I say? Watch it, Rocky's gonna die now.
みんな生きているってこと。
Oh, okay. Turned out to be wrong.
おそらく守護天使様がグノーシアから守ることに成功したというこ
So
とだ
they
と。
went to kill Yuri and failed.
取ることに成功した。喜ばしいことではないか。
じゃあその勢いで見つけ出そうじゃないか。グノーシアを。
では今日も報告から始めようか。
I don't know who the third Gnosia is, though.
コメットさんはグノシア化していました。間違いありません。右に同じ。コメットはグノーシア化していたよ。
はあ、つまんねえの。
ただこれでグノーシアは残り2人になった。
You know, Sha Ming would be in his room if he was a
じゃ
Gnosia.
あ次にエンジニア。
昨日僕はラキオを調べた。ラキオ、僕の勝ちだ。君の狙い読み切ったよ。
ほう。
結果はグノーシア。ラキオはグノーシア化している。
What does Jonas say? Oh, man, I love that fucking face. Rockyo. Sorry, it's been forever since we've gotten an arc with Rockyo actually surviving past day one. So, fucking amazing. And, not for nothing, Rockyo smartest on the ship. Unfortunately, as we've already determined through comments and experience, Rockyo is fucking stupid when it comes to communication and people. I remember I can't remember which loop it was. There was specifically a loop where Rockyo was entirely correct and then got frozen. So, the element that they could be this genius mastermind villain does not mean that they're going to win. So, I don't know. Just that Yuri looking for, Rockyo is the Gnosia. Love it. At the same time, hey, Wonder of Wonders, I've guessed 100% correct. Oh, there is stuff going on in the background of the end credits there that I don't think I've ever investigated before. That could be hints towards something. Yeah, anyway. Wonder of Wonders, I have been correct, mostly. I've been correct about the guesses that I made about who the Nazi was, which I guess is the benefit of 13 episodes of the show and learning people all along the way. That they're just not acting like themselves, or they're doing things that they've done before when they were Gnosia. Like I said, Sha Ming would be in his room if he was the Gnosia. Chibi would be giving away clues, I feel like, because there are specific people who, when they're the Gnosia, don't want to be the Gnosia and would rather give themselves away. I believe Gina would also be one of them, and the fact that she's killed already kind of shows that she was human. We've already eliminated Otomi and Yuriko as our guards, so we can take those off the plate. Like I'm a Nazi. I'm thinking now. Weirdly, even though I guessed Gakushra was going to be the guardian angel, I'm thinking she might be the Gnosia. I'm thinking that the guardian angel doesn't go to you and do that. Also, from the element that how tied is she to Jonas? wouldn't you give Jonas the benefit of the doubt, considering your connection from what we know backstory-wise? And I'm almost thinking now that maybe Setsu is the guardian angel protecting Yuri and just not saying anything, and that Kakusha is trying to fly in under the radar. Because here's my thing, is that obviously one could read into the element that Jonas is pretending to be the engineer as an element of, well, that's obviously a Gnosia thing to do. But now we have the element of an AC follower who just randomly do shit. And I don't know, might be me working against past stuff, but every other time that somebody has stepped forward as a role that somebody else already is, that has been a Gnosia. So our expectation would be Jonas has to be the Gnosia. And I think I'm leaning specifically on one thing alone to say that Jonas is not the Gnosia, but he is an AC follower. And that is, we learned a long time ago that Jonas is crazy, right? And in other loops that's not been expressed in any way, in any meaningful way, other than he just does stupid shit sometimes. You know, he's the cause of the comet thing before. He just lets loose that he's a Gnosia when he beats somebody at a game. He just does stupid shit. Well, now we actually have a role that is, it's a lunatic role. And Jonas is our onboard crazy person. Why wouldn't it not be him? So, there's that. And like you said, I've already guessed the other two Gnosia, so there's one Gnosia left. Assuming that Yuri's not doing something stupid and he's not guessing Rakio because he thinks Rakio is the AC follower and he's trying to throw everything off. I'm going to assume that that's not happening and that everything is being played straight. So yeah, those are my guesses. I do appreciate that we're getting multiple episodes in one loop. I'm hoping, it seemed like that was about to happen last loop, and then we just woke up in this new one, again, implying that Yuriko just killed Yuri. But, hopefully we go back in the middle of a meeting and see how this goes. So, yeah. I like it. I like where we're going at the end here, and then hopefully we win this one and find out what the fuck Yuriko has to tell us, because again, if she says, you have to win this loop, how is she going to know? She's frozen. She is, assumedly, already started the next loop. Now, anyway, that has been this episode. I'm pleased to have been right so many times already. So, once again, I have been Theta, this has been Stoneface Reactions, and we will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stoneface Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?